Hey everyone, I'm back. I have a favorites video for you to end off the year of 2017. I thought that'd be a good way. This is for the months of November and December. So a few things here, a little bit of some stuff that I got for Christmas, a little bit of other stuff, but we'll start with the woo-woo stuff and then we'll kind of go to the other stuff. So if you're only interested in the woo-woo, then you can, turn it off when that's done. So not a lot in the woo-woo area this month. First of all, I did pick up a couple of new crystal kind of things. I got this, I think it's called Prehnite with flakes of epidote in it. So that's it there. It's kind of a green, translucent kind of stone, and I just bought it. I always go by the feel, like if I'm attracted to something and then I look up about it later. And so this is about sort of making you more sensitive to stuff around you while also kind of keeping you grounded. So it expands your awareness of things that's around you. So that's kind of interesting. And I thought it was just kind of cool and looked pretty. As far as cards go, December I was using the Angel Tarot and the Unicorn Oracle, and I wasn't really vibing with them totally. I mean, they're fine, but I just wasn't really feeling it. It wasn't definitely, it felt like in December I wasn't using anything that was really like a favorite. I mean, other than I always use the Rebel deck and the Sacred Creators Oracle, so those are always a favorite. My November decks though, I did like a lot better. I'm gonna move some stuff here. Okay, so first I was using the Viking Oracle. I really enjoy this deck. This deck is a mix of runes and then also some Viking gods, some other ideas from Viking mythology, and I really enjoyed this deck. I really love runes, so it was kind of nice to have a deck that had those kind of things, but then also stuff like the Well of Weird, and then there's one of the runes. Another one of the runes. So I really enjoyed working with this deck, and there's something about this that just really says winter to me and the colder part of the year and going inwards, which I really like about runes. And then the November tarot deck I was using was the Spellcaster's Tarot. Now, when I bought this deck, I was kind of on the fence about it, but working with it, it really grew on me. And I just really enjoyed it. I find it's got kind of like a modern, mystical sort of vibe to it. It's a very masculine deck, I would say, whereas the Green Witch, which has a similar sort of art style, has more of a feminine type vibe. Oh, it's mostly upside down. Wow. But still, I really enjoyed working with this deck. I love the backs as well. So the November decks for me were more of a success for me personally than the December decks. So I will definitely continue working with these decks, I think, next winter. I'm not sure the Angel Tarot and the Unicorn Oracle I might pass on or kind of put them away for a while because I really just kind of wasn't feeling them. So that's kind of it for woo-woo things. Although with books, I didn't really read a lot of woo-woo books. I started reading Hay House's book on the Kabbalah, and I just didn't care for it. I found it very simplistic, and I just stopped reading it. I picked up this book when I went on a trip to Calgary. It wasn't for like a happy reason. It was to go to a funeral, but I bought this to read on the plane, and it's actually a really good book. It's sort of counter to the whole positive thinking type of books that you normally get. And it says, we work so hard trying to be happy that we make ourselves unhappy doing it. We're pursuing this thing all the time, and it's not very realistic instead of being in the present now. And also about how we do things like we end up, kind of victim blaming people by making things their fault, by saying, oh, well, you must have attracted it or thought it into being. And I've always hated that so much. I think I might do a whole video if anyone's interested on the whole, like, somebody termed them New Age bullies. How New Age people will say when something terrible has happened to somebody, oh, they must have attracted it, or it's just part of their plan, and that's not helpful, and in fact can be really insulting and can minimize things and even victim blame people. So I'll do a whole video on that, but that's for another day. Right now we're going with a happy favorite. So I enjoyed this book. I didn't agree with everything in this book either, but it was funny. It was easy to read. I thought he had some good points and some good insight. And when I opened the book too, he uses Dave Mustaine from Megadeth as an example. And he also talks about Pantera and Marilyn Manson and things like that. So I'm like, clearly this is a book written for someone like me because I resonate with that kind of stuff. So it was pretty cool that he had some heavy metal examples in there, which was kind of funny. Yeah, because he was talking about how Dave Mustaine from Megadeth, if you know anything about Megadeth, Dave Mustaine originally was in Metallica in the early days, and when they got a record deal, they kicked him out. And so he's always been trying to one-up Metallica and has always compared himself to the success of Metallica. And instead of just enjoying his own success was the point of what he was saying. So I thought that was kind of an interesting little story. So anyway, yeah, so that's the book that I read this past month. Other books that I got, I picked this one up. Just gonna move some stuff here. In a bookstore. There's this local bookstore that I really love, and they have a lot of like they have like a music section with like records and stuff, but they also have like music type books. And I saw this book, and of course I had to buy it. It's this huge hardcover book called The Life and Times of a Rock and Roll Band, and it's Guns N' Roses by Paul Elliott, who was like a rock reporter, photographer type guy back in the 80s. So there's a lot of like early pictures in here, which I really love. Like a lot of just like really old photos from like the early 80s when they were just kind of like, or not early 80s, but the mid 80s when they're starting out, because they started in 1985. So he's got like just a lot of really old, it's got a lot of really great photos in it, and he talks about his experiences because he used to like hang out with them back in the early days. There's a nice picture of Axl's bum here. There we go. Share that. He did the famous Hell House photo shoot. Where is it here? Let's see if I can find it in here. Which is one of my favorite photo shoots from the early days. It's funny, I usually open to it, and then of course when I want to show it, I can't find it. No, that's not it. Where is it? I guess it's not important. I'm flipping through the book and, here it is. Okay. There we go. These pictures from back in the day. So anyway, I had to get this book, and I love it, and it's a nice big hard copy book with great photos, and he's got stuff, it goes all the way till now, to like the new tour, but most of the stuff in this book is from the early days, which I do like. So pick that up. And then I also went on eBay when I was kind of looking for stuff like this poster and stuff, and I got myself a couple of really old metal magazines. Now, for those of you that are younger, when we were kids and we liked bands, we couldn't go on the internet and just see videos whenever we wanted, or pictures or whatever. You had to like buy posters, and there was music magazines, which, I mean, I guess Rolling Stone's still left. There's like a couple left, but there used to be a lot more when I was a kid. And my favorite was this one, which is Metal Edge, which had like the best photos in it. The interviews were kind of crappy, but it had like the best pictures, like to put on your like bedroom wall or in your locker or whatever. There was another one called Circus, which was pretty good, but it usually had the live pictures, so they kind of had the more sweaty pictures. And then there was like a few others like Rip and Kerrang, but their pictures weren't as good as the Metal Edge pictures. Now, this one I ordered on eBay, and it's from 1988, and I flipped through this and I was like, I had this magazine because it looked like very familiar. So it had like, it always had like the thing in the middle with a big picture, and there's Poison looking all pretty. Let's see, but it had, yeah, it had like the nice photos that you could like put up. So these were some of my faves. So they were only, I think I only paid about like, I I think it was like 10 bucks for each of these, but I thought I would treat myself because I used to have stacks of this stuff before my parents decided it was the devil and threw it away. There's another one from 89. And yeah, so I thought I would pick up a couple of those, and they just made me happy. I don't need a ton of them, but just having a couple back was kind of cool and kind of nice. So I got that for myself. And then for like clothing and stuff, I've been all into just getting cool leggings recently. I got these are like more like for around the house and stuff, but they're in this plaid pattern that's been like super duper popular this Christmas, and they're just cozy and warm, and I love them. And then I'm wearing some leggings that a friend of mine was working at a kiosk in the mall that had all these leggings, and she saw me and she was like, these leggings made me think of you. So let's see if I can stand up and show you these. All right, can I show you these? Haha. There we go. And they are fuzzy on the inside, like they're all fuzzy and furry on the inside, and they've got like, I'm sorry, I don't have like a lot of room to like stand back. I could probably do that better, but anyway, they've got like skulls. Ooh, can I do it? Can I do it? Yes, skulls and flowers on them, and they're all like fuzzy on the inside. And when it's this cold out, it is -30 here. I'm not even kidding you. -30 Celsius. They are warm and cozy, and that is wonderful. When I was in Calgary, we went up to Banff for a day and walked around, and when I was there, I saw that they had a Harley store, and my BF, he collects like Harley t-shirts whenever we go somewhere, so I thought, oh, I'll go in and I'll get him a Harley t-shirt from Banff. So I was in there, and they had like a buy a shirt and get the other one half off, and I was like, I don't really want another. But then I turned and looked, and I saw this and had to get it. I'm so terrible. It is a GNR Harley Davidson shirt, and then on the back it's got the Harley Davidson logo with Banff on it, because they did a collab with Harley Davidson, so they're like limited edition kind of shirts. So I saw it and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get that. So I got that for myself when I was in Banff. So that's kind of the clothing stuff. Lifestyle stuff that I've been getting. First I want to show you, my sister got me this for Christmas, just as a funny thing. It is a unicorn pen. You open it up. Its cap is its bum. It's adorable. I love it. And she also gave it to me with a box of unicorn candy called Unicorn Poop. She knows me so well. So I thought that was adorable. I've been drinking a lot of tea. There's a company, I don't know if it's anywhere else than Canada, but it's called David's Tea, and it has the most amazing teas. I've been drinking this one. It's coffee cake, and it does smell like coffee cake. It's delicious. I've also been drinking one called Let It Snow. It's kind of got like a fruit cake kind of. It's like a Christmas one. It's got candied pineapple in it. I love it. And then I also, this one is candy cane, and their teas are great. So I've been loving all the winter teas. And then I'm running out of time, so I'm going to make this quick. I went to Lush and I picked up a bath bomb, and it's a black bath bomb. I was like, oh my god, it's so great. I think it's called Metamorphosis, and it looks gray. So that's what it, oh, it's falling apart. That's what it looks like. And it smells kind of cinnamony. Oh, but it's got gel in it, and so when you put it in a bath, your bath water turns black, like black, which I love. I was like, oh my god, I got a black bath bomb, and I didn't even know it, and I feel like one of the cool Instagram girls now, so that was kind of fun. And then Bath & Body Works always has, I love all their Christmas winter smells. I'm almost out of this. The Candy Apple, one of my favorites. As you can see, I'm almost done. And then I also got Fresh Sparkling Snow, which kind of has like a melon kind of scent. It's one of my favorites. I love all the winter stuff. So that's my favorites for the months of November, December. Let me know what you think. Let me know, what did you get for Christmas this year, or Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate, Yule. And Happy New Year, Happy 2018. Thank you, everybody that follows me this year, new people and the people who've been around forever. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful new year. I will talk to you next time.